there are Filipino women that are advertising on YouTube that they have peaceful, cooperative, submissive women that are waiting to be married and shipped over here. I'm just teasing. To be flown over. You know what I'm saying?
He said,
no, they're real ships.
He said Filipino women that are waiting to be shipped over here. Wait, I'm just playing. Flown.
Do you want me to pull it up?
I just love the play on words that is. That's all it is.
Tis I, just Henry, the original, the one, the only.
He just gave y'all the Macho Man Randy Savage flex.
Because I'm strong.
I love it. Ric Flair. Not Ric Flair. What is his name? I'm about to get Scott Steiner. Rick Steiner? Is that what it is? Bro, I'm about to get mad.
Big Papa Pump.
Bro, when I was into wrestling, he had like that double bicep.
It was weird though. It was like a tennis ball. And it got worse. But hey, there was a documentary I saw where they actually were showing how it was getting worse for him on that one. Also, he had his pec was separated here at the bottom. Like right down there. It's like a weird condition. So the more he worked out, the further apart it was like literally appearing to be.
Yikes. Don't try to ruin my childhood like that, my guy. But
that was more like teenage years.
I was a child. Look, I take it. We used to play the N64 wrestling games and go crazy, bro. Like that's when wrestling games were at their peak.
Man, but N64 was the lit.
N64,
GoldenEye, what?
Nintendo had always been doing some innovative stuff.
Oh, they were.
So N64 was part of it, but I forgot to introduce myself. It is Wiz We Rise in the Flesh, y'all. And today we got a magnificent video that's not wrestling related. It is sort of kind of wrestling related because relationships are back and forth.
He wrestle. He wrestling. She like it.
But jokes aside, for whatever reason, I love hearing other people's perspective on things. And as a black man, a black American man, I think so. Sometimes I like to call myself bronze vanilla because I'm kind of Yo.
I'll take it, bro. I'll take it. Do your thing, dog. Do your thing, dog. You front, dog. I'm a walnut brown myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just saying, wood grain brown. You know what I'm saying?
He laughing, but I'm super. I used to tell girls that for real.
Is so funny.
I used to tell them.
And got him too.
I swear to God. I swear to God. Like, I'm swearing. My bad. I ain't meant to do that, but I love hearing people talk about black men. Primarily when it's black women talking about relationship stuff with black men. And so today we're going to go over a lot of the questions I've heard or I've seen videos of women having full discourse about. And these women, a lot of times these sisters like to put educated sisters, successful sisters, so on and so forth. But they never put ratchet sisters on there, right? It's you often find ratchet sisters, or when I say ratchet, for those who don't know, talk about words that don't make sense. Ratchet is just a play on wretched.
Yes. It's more like, I think, the ebonically inclined kind of misspoke and it stuck.
Probably popularized from a song. But we digress. You often see these successful in some form or another women talk about problems with black men, right? Yeah. So today we're gonna divulge, and I think you'll enjoy, right? Because it's gonna be fun. This is a topic that needs to be had, and we have two unique perspectives, right? So the first of which is the overarching question, is: do you think black men are afraid of dating the modern black woman? Yes or no? Hold on. So, hold on. You can't be laughing. So first of all, what we're going to do that I feel other videos tend not to do is this define what we mean when we say modern black woman.
Okay.
If you in the comments have a thought, take this time to write it down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see how that correlates to what we'll say.
Right.
Have a shot at it.
I'm defining the description of a modern black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a safe space, right?
100. Do your thugdism, my G.
All right. Be careful. Be gentle. Okay. First and foremost, my definition of a modern black woman is strong,
determination,
very driven, very job oriented or purpose oriented.
Okay.
I will say purpose rather than job, because they have decided what their purpose is. Somewhat manly in
How so?
In the directive of, well, I'll just say in giving directives, as in giving.
That's good.
Like commands rather than
taking orders,
suggestions.
Okay.
You know,
so very direct, very upfront.
They are very money oriented. Money is the motive and the goal. Money is the answer to my woes. It will buy us happiness. It'll at least buy us the rental car and the plane and everything to get us to where I will feel happy. Not as maternal as a previous generation. Maternal meaning like motherly, nurturing, more than just feeding and clothing a child. It's really rearing and being a part of their everyday life. The intricate parts of their character, making good people. But anyway, less inclined to be submissive or cooperative, very angry and feel like, you know, they just got this vendetta, like I'm gonna get you, sucker. You know, they always have a way out, like they leave that back door out of everything, which a lot of people do. I mean, I can't just say
in
people,
a way.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Non-committal. More like they have more options than men in certain instances, especially in the same tax bracket or same earning bracket. They have more options. They play those options as well as they can. And I'm gonna leave it kind of there as far as my description of what a modern woman.
I think that's pretty strong definition. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Be gentle.
So why do you think a black man why do you think modern women believe black men are afraid to date them?
First and foremost, I'm gonna leave the word afraid with those women, because those women are the type that are vindictive, or should I say not vindictive. They're like angry. They have that underlying anger. They're like, you know what? I'm not gonna let him win this, or I'm not gonna ease up on the gas on this. And they've said that you are afraid of them. Yeah. I don't believe that modern men are afraid of modern women. I don't believe that they're scared of them. Like, no. It's more like, for the longest, the majority of men were like, this is what we have and we just gotta deal with it. There was a certain amount of men that took it upon themselves to be rather rebellious, excuse me, and say, you know what, we're not even participating in that. We're gonna set ourselves a little bit higher. We're gonna say, you know what, I'm not dealing with that. I'm out. I'm gonna deal with a totally different race. they've chosen that. So everybody has a choice. But those same women that are saying that you're afraid to deal with them are now upset that you have gone somewhere else to find love, affection, cooperation, somebody, a partner. You know, I don't know about the partner. Partner's a partner, whatever. Somebody that agrees with your vision. So
I think that's a strong comment. There's someone that agrees with your vision.
Mm-hmm.
That's. I think I mostly agree with the gist of what you said, and it's coming from someone who was raised primarily by women in the household where there was no male figure. The closest male figure I had was my grandfather before he got super sick, and then my uncle went to prison. Right, but he was always, when I come home, everybody gonna bow down to me because I'm the dude.
Yeah,
they didn't play that. They didn't play that whatsoever.
Like,
but the beautiful thing about this is that being a middle child, right, and we're talking from a psychological perspective where I'm very observant and I'm always looking for meaning in things.
Yes.
I paid attention to a lot of the game, right? And I say the game referring from a black woman post 80s.
Yes.
I gotta put that there, post 80s, because that's when my mother, my auntie, which I call Mom Deuce, and my other aunties, that's when they were coming
up, yeah.
Right. So it's the biggest thing is this notion of when you're in a relationship, you do not understand that it means the joining of two parties, right? Two parties, two individuals come and play the games to work together.
Correct.
You don't share the same vision.
Right.
And so when I'm hearing a lot of black women speak about this, I'm gonna be straight with you. Most dudes that I knew, and from the jump, when I was selecting before I got married, you either share my vision or you don't. I don't. There's no discussion.
Right.
Because women have to be more masculine. They have to be more direct because they are in the house, because in the world of absent fathers, because we are going to prisons, or we are on the streets, or when you can dive in someone, you can dive in somebody else for less cost. If y'all figure deal what I'm saying. So you either share the vision or you don't. And it's not that we're afraid. We know our resources. We're resourceful. And I would employ that most women, if you're truly modern, you understand the same thing. You employ your resources. That's really what it is. You can be, and I think it's fair to be a woman that says, I want my guy to do this. And if that brother doesn't do that, bounce. Because he surely will. The only difference is
you being miserable, now you make him miserable.
Yeah.
Don't make sense.
And then you got to carry a seed for 9 months. He don't have to do that labor whatsoever. Whatsoever. So it's not only where Jordan Peterson, we cite, he's dope. He cites biology enables that masculine ideal.
Okay.
I don't have to carry the weight. I can literally get up and go. So they literally get up and go. Right? Yeah. Why would I sit there and physically burden myself or mentally burden myself when my physicality says otherwise? That's not how it works.
And most of the time, it's not necessarily the man running away from the child either.
True.
Or the responsibility of the child. I think they're more so running away from the woman. They're so bent out of shape from how much pressure, how much just obscene, oh my gosh, obstruction that is created, that you just like, you know what? Hey, if this kid comes to find me later, I'll explain it to him then. And if they believe me, they believe me. They don't, whatever. Facts. But I got to go because I have a spirit that needs to be saved.
Facts. And let's not try to shy away from the issue of, there are an issue of men as boys, right? Because there is we're
just bad people that make bad decisions.
That's also true, right. But we do need to address the fact that as far as the black household population, there's a lack of male figures.
You're correct.
Right. And so, and that may result of saying, okay, well, you're not going to pressure me because without a male figure, you have lack for respect for authority, like your military story. Okay. Right. And so if a woman comes to impressing that, who you? Right? That's not what you want.
Right.
We still have to share a vision. So you should try to understand this person. And a lot of times when I was watching these videos, they were from older women, right? They weren't from young girls. They're like middle age, 30s and plus, or late 20s and plus. So you're at those age, I would argue, you're figuring out this is what I want, this is what I don't want.
Or you've already been through so much life, you've already decided this is what I don't like. I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm gonna make sure I voice what I do want, which honestly is the epitome of it all. It's the lack of honesty. It's the lack of being able to be vocal. Matter of fact, it's to the point where we are, I'll even say for me, I resisted talking. I used to be so cerebral in my mind that I would not express, because I would be afraid that if I said something, they would leave and I wouldn't get what I want. I was manipulating. I was handling them.
It's a game.
You get what I'm saying? And I learned later on in life that that's unhealthy. Mainly for me. Because there's been so many times I didn't get what I wanted because I didn't say it.
True. Closed mouths don't
I've had women tell me that, like, man, why you ain't saying that? I'm just like, I thought I was just being smooth and cool. I thought I was just being there for you, you know what I'm saying? I got a shoulder.
That's hilarious.
And then I thought you was just going to kind of, instead of the shoulder, just kind of slide over.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
hilarious.
But no, that's not how it works. Because one, we're men. That's one. And women speak more in the subliminals and the, you need to read my mind, or let me put these little clues out there and all that, whatever, which I can't stand. But at the same token, hey, I hear you. But then guess what? Now that you know me and you know how I operate and move, you want to be able to switch up and let's commune together. Let's be equally yoked.
Facts.
Is that a biblical term? Yeah,
I believe it is.
So, agricultural too.
I learned that from my wife, because what's interesting is I would say I turned to I had a weird relationship with girls growing up. My brother was a Casanova. Mad shout out to you, old school. He was, for whatever reason, I'd be around him because he's my older brother, and he got me by like 5 years. So I'd be a little dude, and I get these older girls coming at me, and I hated them. Growing up, I couldn't stand my mother. Right, growing up, I hated her so much. I blamed her for a lot of stuff. We were super broke. My brother, he lived with my grandmother. Yeah. So my mother had him when she was 13. So my grandmother took him. But my little sister and I came along. She was like 19, right? And so we got to walk around with her. We got to be in the streets, and I couldn't stand my mother. Wow. And my biggest dislike for light-skinned girls, because my mother's light-skinned, right? Wow. God bless me though. He gave me a light-skinned baby, and it don't look like she getting dark no time soon. However, I couldn't stand her. And so when girls came around, I strongly dislike women. Wow. And so as I got older, that didn't change. I was still about, I don't want to be broke. I need to do this. I need to figure out my life. And so I got older, and I found out later in life that these girls like me to death, right? and I had no clue. Yeah. But when it came to, you weren't
even receptive at the time. Yeah,
bro, not a clue. But most of the girlfriends I ended up having were the overly aggressive women who was like, you think you're gonna be walking by yourself? No, I'm gonna come hold your hand. And that's actually the game. They would actually pull up. Most of the girls I dated from the jump start, they were the H words. They were the sleazies.
You talking about the 304s?
Yeah, the passing around, giving goes.
Well, hey,
and that pitch and go. That in my defense, I think there are a lot of brothers out there actually like myself, because messing around with most of your relationships being not. I don't know how to phrase it without saying the H word, bro. Some words just
talking about promiscuous.
Yeah, we can just say promiscuous, right?
Let's say,
because it further cemented. I'm gonna step away from women right now, and I'm gonna do my thing.
I'm gonna use women I'm gonna allow women in my life in the capacity that I want them in, and that is it.
Right, because don't get it twisted. I was getting busy, and that's not a bragging right, but it was a bragging right. You growing up, that was in middle school. You
what?
Yeah, you doing this yet?
This energy?
Yeah, you doing this yet? You doing yet? And I was doing it to say, okay, I could do it if I wanted to, but that's not what my heart was, right? So it bit me back later in life when it came to when I was trying to settle down, and I was like, hey, this is what I'm looking for, because when you meet someone who's actually willing to share your vision, you have all these past experience that can deflect and hurt that person. So it was a progress, right? And I think a lot of times when we talk about if modern men are afraid to be with a successful black woman, I think the notion is most of the time, I think women are asking this question. They're at a period in life where they want to settle down, and these men may not be wanting to.
Especially if you're thinking that a customary relationship is someone that is in your same age group, as in like 35, 38, 35, that type of thing, you're gonna look at it kind of wrong. Reason being is because at the age 35 for me, I had 22, 25, 26-year-old young ladies that adored me.
I've only most of the female friends I have adore the older
older.
They go
older women. 42, 46. I was okay. It was a good age. I'm 38 now.
It was a good age. I'm 38. 3 years later.
Yes, that I'm here. No, I tried to do some things, Anyway, that's another video. That whole story. Anyway?
You're talking about women looking to date people, men their age.
Age grade, age group. Thank you. See, that's why he reads more than me. But the age group is important because if you don't pay attention to it, you're gonna miss out on some people that are really actually trying to give you their time. I've seen it where there's like 50-year-old men looking at these 38, 40-year-old women, and where they're looking at him like, man, you old, man, you old. Well, you okay? Okay, but he's got vitality that has not left his body. If you think that it's a different, no.
You guys, throw them waterworks on my guarantee that Jimmy get lit.
Dog, ED is almost non-existent anymore. it's you can have a pill for it. You got all kinds of pills. There's a whole market. There's a whole market for this stuff.
Back to Mundo.
Or you could just have an entirely too high level of testosterone like myself. I'm talking about. Did you know that men go have a time of the month too? It's where our testosterone is so high we're ready to kind of,
I can believe it. I can believe it.
No, I'm skipping Marvin Gaye. Ain't no let's get it on like man, we going straight to what?
Lil Wayne or something? Oh no, I ain't never heard of Tekashi Snitch Now.
I don't listen to this music. I don't know why I said that.
But I get that young person shouting energy. I got you. Yeah, I'm with it. Ain't no smooth and sensual and slow.
Fifi gonna be in the corner, boy. I'm just saying. I
would always love to see when women often say this, their past relationships. I would love to see that, like how it went. And of course, you always want to get two parties to talk about it because one party swear they know everything and the other one is just wrong.
The thing is that everybody's a philosopher. Everybody's a guru. True. And they know this, that. No, you don't.
True.
Because if you knew, you'd be completely happily, blissfully married and happy. That's why I'm just like, just keep your place like I'm keeping mine. I'm not telling anybody you got to do anything. No. Yeah. If you ask me, I'll give you suggestions. If you tune in, I'll give you suggestions. But they're only suggestions. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to listen to what a black man's perspective on things. True. That's okay. True. Live life. Love it. True. Laugh. It's okay. But my job is to tell you my truth. My truth is that I've seen people that are bringing in, I used to do it, bringing in the past into the relationship to be able to hold this completely against this other person. Not necessarily like blatant. It's the subliminal stuff. It's the subconscious that's sitting there eating away at you, making you think that this person's doing something crazy, or you want to do something crazy just to spite them and be able to say, oh, I got somebody because I got before. No, be honorable, be a good person, and then live life. Then you can enjoy this love. Okay? That's all I'm saying about that. But back to the question, right? One, men are not afraid. Secondly, the reason that I believe men are doing so is because the options are changing. They're not looking at the pool strictly as black women. They're looking at the pool as all women. There are Filipino women that are advertising on YouTube that they have peaceful, cooperative, submissive women that are waiting to be married and shipped over here. I'm just teasing. To be flown over. You know what I'm saying?
He said,
No, they're real ships.
he said Filipino women that are waiting to be shipped over here. Wait, I'm just playing. Flown.
Do you want me to include it up, though?
I just love the play on words that is. That's all it is. But that goes into my next question.